The following services are infrastructure as a service provided by AWS. I have worked in cloud managed services, pre-sales, architecture design, and AWS security roles. Let's dive into AWS IR service one by one. EC2 Virtual Machine Service, created under a private network known as VPC, assign public subnets. Public IP gets assigned. VPC is attached to an internet gateway. Internet gateway provides inbound and outbound access. Security group, NACL, is used to restrict in and outbound access for the instance. Security group provides access at the instance level. NACL provides access at the subnet level. When you want to host a virtual machine as a private one, you create a private subnet. Private subnet's route table is mapped to the NAT gateway. The instance can connect to the outside world, but traffic inwards via internet is not possible. EC2 auto-scaling helps to manage high traffic load or client requests that hits the virtual machine that runs an application. Launch template, it consists of the type of instance to be launched when there is heavy traffic is mentioned in this template. Auto-scaling group is created with desired minimum and maximum number of instances to be launched when there is heavy load in the app machine is entered. Thus, when there is heavy load in EC2 app instance, auto-scaling instances gets launched and traffic is distributed across them. When the traffic is decreased, the instances automatically gets turned off. Light Sail is a serverless service which is used to host a website directly on the service without any need to worry about the underlying infrastructure. Example: WordPress. Elastic Load Balancing, Application Load Balancer, and Network Load Balancer. Application instances that cannot be directly associated with auto-scaling to distribute workload can be mapped as target machine behind the load balancer. A load balancer, say application load balancer, is created, and then the app instance is mapped as target instances. The load balancer URL is given to the clients in order to access the application, for example, website. Application load balancer is path-based routing. Network load balancer, similar to the application load balancer, but this works upon port-based routing. Web application firewall is mapped to the application load balancer for app security. Elastic Beanstalk, this provides a platform to host the application. We need not worry about the underlying infrastructure. AWS handles the managed services. S3, this is known as Simple Storage Service. This provides object and file storage. Static website can be hosted in S3 bucket storage. Virtual Private Cloud VPC flow logs can be stored in the bucket. Bucket versioning is possible. We can provide access for EC2 instance user to access S3 bucket via a private network, say, VPN. S3 consists of various types like intelligent tiering, versioning, Glacier, etc. The frequently accessed objects are stored in S3, whereas the infrequent need to access certain objects is stored in Glacier. Elastic IP address. This is otherwise known as static IP address. When an instance is rebooted, its public IP gets changed, whereas if the instance is assigned elastic IP, the IP remains constant even if instance is rebooted. VPC Virtual Private Cloud, created first before creating an EC2 instance. CIDR range is assigned. The public subnets and private subnets are created. The instance has to be public exposed, then VPC is attached to Internet Gateway. The instance has to be attached with private IP in order to be accessible via private network like site-to-site VPN, client VPN, etc. The private subnet's route table is mapped with NAT Gateway in this case. NAT Gateway both is created in public subnet. The private subnet's route table is mapped to 00000 CIDR range pointing to NAT Gateway. EBS Elastic Block Storage. The root volume is 100 GB. The additional elastic block can be detached from an instance. The EBS volume can be encrypted and decrypted. The EBS volume size can be increased and decreased as per requirement. EFS Elastic File Storage. The volume is created and can be mapped with multiple EC2 instances as shared volume. Route 53 DNS service in AWS. The DNS protocol number is 53, that's why the name is Route 53. Route 53 is used to create domain names www, Amazon, and assign it with the public IP of the instance that runs the Amazon website application. In Application Load Balancer, the URL of Load Balancer can be mapped with an alias record in Route 53. Transit Gateway. When a VPC is created, the instances are created within a VPC. The instances in same VPC can communicate with one another. When you want a VPC's instance to communicate with VPCs of the other instances in same account or different account, a transit gateway is created. VPCs are assigned with transit gateway. VPC peering is a way to connect one VPC with another VPC in same account. CloudTrail equals this is one of the security or monitoring feature in AWS Cloud. When CloudTrail service is enabled for an AWS account, we can get to know the API calls, users accessing details, etc. from CloudTrail. CloudWatch, this is a monitoring tool for EC2 instances in AWS. Monitoring agent is deployed in an EC2 instance, and the CPU, disk, memory metrics is monitored in the CloudWatch monitoring tool. AWS Systems Manager, this is used in order to manage fleets and auto-patch the instances present in AWS environment. I have explained in my words about compute services, storage services, networking services, infrastructure management tools.